Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into, unless you know where to begin. Starting from absolutely nothing and a budget of £40 per week, we set out on a fresh journey to climb our way to the top tables of competitive play. To make the journey even harder, there's going to be a series of obstacles in our way. Not only are we restricted to sealed official product, but certain items like structure decks and Dual Devastator are off limits and locked behind a number of challenges. Join us as we prove ourselves to be a true duelist and turn this into a competitive monster. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch Challenge Mode. Oh man, it feels so strange to be in this position again, but I am so excited to see where we can take this new, fresh journey of ours. Welcome to episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch Season 2 Challenge Mode. As you can tell, we're doing things a little differently this time. I wanted to keep things interesting rather than just remake Season 1 with a different structure deck, so let's get into the juicy details. Like you heard in the intro, we're starting with absolutely no cards and a weekly budget of £40 with the goal of building a competitive deck from just sealed product. Of course, this means buying singles and trading with other players is off limits and that we are a one-man army. For this specific challenge mode run, we're not allowed to buy any predetermined sets like structure decks, Dual Devastator, or legendary decks unless we unlock them through a series of challenges. The point of this is to really focus on the beauty of sealed only play at a higher level of difficulty. It turns every hurdle into a massive milestone and keeps the deck power increase balanced across the entire series, which in turn makes it more interesting to watch. These challenges are split into two different categories, one for smaller predetermined products like starter decks and structure decks, and then the other for larger sets like Dual Devastator and legendary decks. Completing all of the challenges in a category will allow me to unlock the ability to purchase one product from that category. So if I unlocked a specific structure deck, for example, I'd be able to buy one copy before having to complete more challenges if I wanted to then unlock a second copy, and same again for a third. Obviously, if I unlock a product to increase the power level of my deck, it becomes easier to complete the same challenges again. So instead, after each unlock, the challenges in that category will become harder and harder until near impossible, making every choice count. The end goal for the series was left a little ambiguous due to the uncertainty of the pandemic, but the aim is to top another regional event when organized play eventually returns, which as of right now isn't until at least June 30th. So plenty time. Now, with all of the basic information out of the way, I think it's time to really start our adventure. We have 40 fresh smackaroos to spend, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel to join us on this incredible ride. And let's get this bread.
Once again, we are back at the packs. Sealed only deck with no Hockey 5 bracks. But we got some money and our luck points are max. So we gonna get lucky, pull some mad stacks. That's the way of the Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Start from nothing till you're winning every match. Last season, Dragon Link was laying down the smack. Now we build and drag my balls and you're gonna get slapped. Wait, I think we just got sacked. You're playing 60 cards and you're on the attack. Cause you top deck, super poly, yeah, now I'm fucking sad. But hard as the cards, bitch, we gonna come back. This card is useless.
Well, it's time for the shit show we've all been waiting for. Even I'm nervous for this, dude. This could be a total disaster. No structure decks, and the first of probably many weekly £40 hits to the bank account. What are we gonna open? So if you were paying attention to the finale, you would know that we are going for Dogmatika as an engine to play. And the reason we're doing that is because it's a very good engine with competitive potential. Well, it is competitive, and it can be played alongside literally like any deck. So we have options going forward. I think starting off, one of the strongest interactions we could have is Dogmatika Punishment, which is a common, and Elder Entity Entis. So we also have a Kaiba 2016, I believe, Megaton. It says 2014 there, but that's definitely not right. And we have 2 packs of Ignition Assault. So 8 and 2 makes 10 packs at £2.50 each, 25. Copped this bad boy for £15. £40 in total spent. It seemed a little bit zoomed in, so I tried to fix that, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So yeah, we're just gonna crack open this tin to get it out of the way, and it's actually a 2017 tin, and there's some really nice cards in here. We're starting off alongside our Ned Beats here. We also get a Desires, which is really nice. We get a Sanafond. I don't know if we'll actually ever be able to make that, but it's a good card to have. We got Token, you know, just in case we get in a Beard, I guess, and one of the 3 existing Blue Eyes in the world. I don't actually know too much about the actual set list of the mega packs, so it's going to be basically a surprise for me in terms of things we can actually play. I'm hoping that the luck points are in our favor and that we can actually get a playable 40 card list, because if we don't even get 40 playable cards, then we're in trouble. Get out of there. Okay, here we go. Secret Rare. Blue Eyes, White Dragon. Very cool. Proxy Dragon and a Pot of Desires. We might actually need to play this. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll keep that out for now. Sanafond is quite nice, and the card we came for... Yo, nice Harpoon. Elder Entity Ned Beats. And a Token and a Sanafond. Not bad, not bad. 13 packs to open here in total. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? I guess we should try and secure the Dogmatica punishment. I'm not 100% sure what the best cards to get in the engine would be for episode 1. Maybe like Ecclesia, so we can search for the punishment, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe even Maximus as well, that'd be cool. Or Fleur-de-Lis. Okay, right, so we have a Megalith, Fool, Headless Mommy, Frightfur, Cruel Whale, with a slit throat it looks like, Roland, Astolfo. We could maybe go for Infernobles because that's quite a low rarity core. I'm not 100% sure if it's playable without Gearfried and Renaud though. We have Revenge Rally as a super rare. Okay, probably not going to be very useful. Frightfur, Repair. I think all the Frightfur stuff is dead because we don't have any other cards to go along with it. Spiral Fusion, maybe actually. We could maybe do that. The Gaia stuff is quite low as well. Frightfur Jar and Melfi Hide and Seek. That's another option. We could play some Melfi Mommy. Alright, so nothing too incredible in there. I suppose we'll keep out the Melfi stuff, the Spiral Fusion stuff, and the Infernoble stuff, just to get a rough idea of what we're pulling here. Alright, no Dogmatica punishment. Yet is the keyword. Fluffle Dolphin. Okay, Red Potate. Probably not very useful. Frightfur Cruel Will, once again. Melfi Fanny, that can go in the Melfi pile. And a Melfi Puppy. Super rare. Look at him, so cute. Look at the little heart and the flower on his butt. Very cute. Twinkle Little Star, Fury of Kairushin. We don't have Torrential Tribute, so we can't search it. Frightfur Repair, and a Jackhammer. I don't know why I'm getting worried. We still have 6 packs left. We're gonna get it, for sure. Red Potato Man, Thunderhand. Maybe I'd need to check the attack values afterwards, but we won't dwell on that. Edge Imp Scythe, Mathmech Diameter, unplayable. Dogmatica, add in the Enlightened, our first Dogmatica card, and it's definitely not what we were looking for. But you know, I'll make a Dogmatica pile just to laugh at it in the end. Spiral Disc. Hey, there we go. Dogmatica punishment. If we could get 3 here, that would be very nice, so we can actually see it in our opening hands. But we have our combo. This is going to be like the power play of the early episodes. So that's something that you love to see. We have a Fireman's card there and Frightfur Repair. Alright, well, I'm happy enough with that. I guess we can just speed through this because we don't want a 50-minute opening for episode 1. That's very resident sleeper. We have another Roland in the Fireman's pile. We have Mogis in the Fireman's pile. Melty Face Man can't be played, honestly, I don't think, unless we tribute some of them. Very cool. Makinari Scavenger, 1800 defense. That is a booty. That is a booty we could do. Blizzard is actually quite a good card. This is this could go in a generic pile, I guess. Spiral Fusion once again. Fireman's Horn. We got Hoteclair and Melfi Hide and Seek. Let's open up a 2017 Megatin pack. I have no idea, dude. This is as exciting for me as it is for you, unless you have a vendetta against 2017 Megatins. Before my pal, Cell Shell Crab. The little lobster in the eyeball there? Yeah, or is that a shadow with the light glowing up from above? Not 100% sure. 2500 defense, yo. That's a booty. Gendo the Ascetic Monk. Okay, 1800 defense. Lots of booties going on here. Geargia Change, we have Bot Eyes Lizard. Red Warg, 2200. Everything has such high defense, man. It's weird. Bubble Bow Wow. Look at his little tutu. Is he meant to be a soap dispenser? What? Dude, Performer Pals. Shinobar Peacock. Maybe if we get super insane pools, we can go the Shino Peacock route. I guess we'll see. Lithosagim. Wow, do we have Earths? That combos with the Melfies, dude. Yo, oh, that's going in the Melfi pile. That could be insane. Odd Eyes Raging Dragon, and already we have the best card of 2017. Sea Monster of Theseus. 2 level 7 dragon type monsters. I don't think we'll be able to play that, but that is a pretty cool ultra to get. Along with Theseus. Zodiac Bunny Blast. So we could actually get Zodiacs out of here as well. That's actually really interesting because Zodiac is becoming a better and better deck the further we get on, especially with Phantom Rage coming out. Speedroid Horse Stilts. Alright, what the hell is going on there? Interesting. Fairy Tale Rella, 1850 attack, always nice. Fairy Tale cards. Paleozoic Morella. Canine Tor. Furries, dude. Furries. And Crystron Entry. Yo, is that Hulky Fibrax? Oh my god. No way. Dude, wow. Broken. Alright, let's open a Ignition Assault and pull a Lightning Storm. How actually insane would that be? Chronomaly Tuspa Rocket. Interesting episode of Top Gear, dude. Karakuri Cash In. Daruma Dropper, 1800 defense. Plunder Patrol Shipyard. Man, Plunder Patrols. I love that deck, dude. And we got an Ultra. Dark Templar Atagnister. Unfortunately, it's useless. 3 monsters with different names, actually. That could be summonable. Gamma Oil, Time Thief Startup, Megalith Portal, and Ghost Trick Fairy. So more Megalith stuff. Very interesting. Go back to the... You know what? Rise of the Duelist. What have we got in here? We have a Malfi Rabby up on his favorite stump, looking all around for his friends. Yo, I can't believe we got Lithosagim. That's really, really nice with the Malfi stuff. Curse of Dragon, the Curse of Dragon. Dogmatica Nexus. Look at that. Level 11. Going in the Dogmatica pile. We have a Dracoon Lamp, Ancient Warrior's Oath, Double Dragon Lords. We can't play that. No Torrential Tribute, Dark Lord Uprising, Twinkle Little Star, and a Melfi Tag. Alright, another Rise of the Duelist. I think we should be due at least 1 Ultra out of 8 packs from Rise of the Duelist, and we've had nothing but supers so far. So, Ecclesia, reveal yourself, please. We have Melty Face Man, Fluffle Dolphin, another Megalith Mommy, Capricious Dark Lord, Shadol Schism. Yo! Okay, so this is very good part of the Dogmatica engine. We can go for the Winda play, but for that we need a Shadol structure deck, and unfortunately, as of right now, we are locked out of structure decks. So that is a very good pool to get early on, actually. If we can unlock the Shadol structure decks, then we've already got Winda sorted. DD Evil, Diced Dice. I think this is a generic card that we could play. Fight for Repair, and The Dark. DD Arc. So we got an Ultra. I'm happy with that. Back to the 2017 throwbacks. We have a Wrecker Panda. Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Geargia Change, Super Hippo Carnival. Special summon 1 Hip Hippo from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Yo, okay. Unified Front. Master with Eyes of Blue. We could build Blue Eyes. We have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Redicicle. Shiranoi Sun Saga. Paleozoic Opabinia. Can't play either of these. And a Shiranai Solitaire. That's actually a really nice ultra rare, man. It's a really nice ultra to get. And, oh, yo, we got the Trident. We got Trident, man. That is really nice. Okay, we need more Zodiac cards. Because this, oh, man, that's sick. Chain Giraffe, Paleozoic Leon Qualia, Xenobird Crow, Cypherame Multi-Threader, Double Cypher, and Ignites Unite. Our Ignites in the 2017 Megatin, because that could go alongside our Infernobles. We have just a bunch of random-ass cards going on here. This is going to be so hard to build a deck with. Alright, back to our final Ignition Assault pack here. We have Bellcat Fighter, Link 3 with some weird-ass arrows. Cataclysmic Crusted Calcifida. He has an Earth. He synergizes with Earth. Oh, that could go good with Melfi as well. Alright. Charged Up Heraldry. We have Idol Reborn. Not very good. Kujikiri Curse. Don't think we have many level 9s to work with for that, unfortunately. Execution of the Contract. Karakuri Gamma Oil, Puppet, and Dragon Maid. Send off. Alright, we'll open our second last Rise of the Duelist. Come on. Pray we get that triple tactics talent. Here we go. Drill Driver Vespanetto, 2 level 5s. Don't think that's happening. Malfi Fanny, very nice. We got another Dogmatica card. Dogmatica Theo. Fortunately, he is not very good, but hey, he can go in the pile. We have another Fright for Cruel Whale. Red Time Reviver Emitter. Okay. Heavenly Dragon Circle. Junk Sleep. Performer Pal, Card Captors, and another Horn. Dude, we've got like 6 playsets of the Oliphant Horn. Let's go for the final Rise of the Duelist pack. Save the 2017 Megaton for last. Here we're gonna 4 to the front, I guess. Melfi Playhouse, very nice. You can go in our Melfi pile. We don't have much Gaia stuff here. Hot Eclair. We have a Fright for Jar. Dogmatica Encounter. Okay. Could be useful, maybe. Mogis, Fluffle Dolphin, we have Dracoon Lamp, Melfi Fanny, and a Melfi Catty. We have so much Melfi stuff. Dude, I think we might actually be playing Melfi Dogmatica today. Or something along those lines. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. Zap Mustang. Yo, Zoom, Paleozoic Oleanoidis, Carrot Weight Champion, 1900 Beat Stick. Okay. You'll love to see that. 1700 Beat Stick, Dwarf Star Dragon Planeter. We have Avenge Vulture, Bug Emergency, Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Dogoran. Not something we really want to play. Is there any Kaijus in this set? That might be a good thing to get. Zodiac Rapier, yo. Okay, more Zodiac cards. That's something we love to see. Floodgate Trap Hole. Mate, that's gonna be a good staple for us. This alongside Punishment. We only got 1 Punishment. Oh man, that sucks. Magician Navigation, but yo, that's really good. We have Symph Amplifier, Paleozoic Canadia. Some of the Paleozoic cards might actually be useful because we're going quite heavy on the trap counter here. Metro Gnome. I'm not a gnome, I'm Indiana Jones. Terminal World Next. Cyber Tutubon. And Sprite's Blessing as our final card here. So honestly, I'm not 100% sure what to think. Melfi with the Lithosagem is definitely very nice, and with the bread crusts as well. That could be some nice synergistic plays. Obviously, we go for the Punishment and the Entis. Floodgate Trap Hole is very nice. But Dryden and Rapier, and I think, what was the other one? We got Bunny Blast. Lots of thinking to be done here. Let's go mash together some monstrosity and come out the other end with surely 40 playable cards, hopefully. All right, let's go.
What are you doing?
It's all so shit. Alright, so at the end of it all, after smashing all of my brain cells together, we actually have a 40 card list here. Literally bang on like 40 or 41 cards I thought were playable, so that worked out quite nicely, but it does really depend on what you mean by playable. It's like we've bought a second-hand jigsaw puzzle, but it's missing half the pieces, so you can sort of get the idea in your head, but it just can't fill the whole picture. If that makes any sense. Am I speaking out my arse? Probably am. Another issue I think we have here is that there's no win condition. All of the good pieces in this deck just interrupts our opponent. We can't capitalize on anything because we have no damage output whatsoever except maybe attribute summon or slowly beat down the opponent. So let's get into it, shall we? Starting out with our Dogmatica cards, we have one Punishment, which is obviously our power play. We have one Theo and one Adin. These are, in the grand scheme of things like garbage cards compared to the rest of the Dogmatica engine, but for where we are right now, they're actually pretty nice because they can't be destroyed by battle with monsters special summoned from the extra deck. They are free special summons to the field if there is a extra deck monster on the field, and when Adden's destroyed, it can special summon Theo from the deck. And if you have Theo on the field, he can decrease the attack of an extra deck monster and buff his own, so not actually terrible, to be honest. We also have one Dogmatica Nexus, the holy grail of the Dogmatica lore. So this thing, you can banish 4 extra deck monsters from either player's graveyard to special summon it to the field, and then when it attacks, it can nuke the board of attack position monsters. So actually a pretty nice card, probably our like best win condition, I guess, but if we can pull that off, that will be sick. And that is our Dogmatica cards. Moving on, we have a Melfi package. So we have 3 Fenny here, 1 Catty, 1 Puppy, and 1 Rabby. So all of the Melfis, obviously except for Rabby, have the same effect. During the end phase, they can special summon themselves to the field, and then if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, they can trigger their effects to bounce themselves back to the hand and activate a variety of effects. So Fenny special summons a beast from the hand, Catty can search for a beast from the deck, and Puppy will special summon a level 2 or lower beast from the deck. And they are all Earth, which is important. We also have 1 Melfi Tag, which is a quick effect reborn, and 1 Melfi Hide and Seek, which stops them from being destroyed by battle once per turn. But moving on from there, we have 1 Wrecker Panda, which is a level 2 beast, so it does kind of synergize with the rest of the Melfis, and it can recur a card from the graveyard. So it's not terrible, but you know, it is Earth, and we do want a lot of Earths in here because we pulled Lithosagem. We also have 1 Performapal Chain Giraffe. When this thing is normal or special summoned, it can target a face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and it cannot attack. So for example, if we special summon this from the hand off of Fenny's effect, we can negate an opponent's monster. We actually have a negate. Who would have known? Crazy. It would activate on a separate chain though on resolution, so it's not the best of negates, but you know, it might come in handy. We also have, of course, our Lithosagem and a lot of Earths to tear our opponent's extra decks apart. We have 1 Bread Crusty Boy. When an Earth monster is destroyed, you can special summon this to your field, and then Foolish Burial 1 monster from your deck. And we're most likely going to send Red Time Reviver Emitter off of its effect, because when this is in the graveyard, you can target 1 monster you and your opponent controls, Book of Moon them, and then special summon this to the field, and it's a level 2, which is really nice for our extra deck monsters. So actually some 5,000 IQ synergy going on here. We also have Indiana Gnomes, just because he's an Earth and an 1800 booty. And that is basically our Earth/Melfi package. Moving on, we of course have our Zodiacs. We have Bunny Blast and Rat Pierre. Just normal summon it and go into the Dryden, which really isn't doing much, but it is a form of interruption. And then we have our Paleo cards. 4 different traps. Canadia is really nice. It's a Book of Moon. The rest are kind of worse, but they are all level 2 special summons when you activate a trap, which helps with tribute summons. It's also nice because we pulled the rank 2. We don't have Totally Awesome, unfortunately, but maybe in the future. Moving on to our sort of generic staples, we have Floodgate Trap Hole. We have Unified Front, which you discard a card to change the attack of an opponent's monster to the discarded target. We have a Pot of Desires, Terminal World next. If your opponent has a board and you just activate this, then it sort of locks them out of a couple zones. It's not great, but you know, compared to everything else we have, it was probably one of the best playable cards. We have Blizzard, which is a spell negate, and that is our generic staples. We have 2 tribute summons in the deck. 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon. If we summon this today, yo, that's gonna be hype. And we also have 1 Dark Lord Nurgle. We did pull 2, but I didn't think it was worth putting in a second one. And then the rest is literally just filler. So we have K9 Tor. This can buff its own attack by sending a beast with a high level from the deck to the graveyard. So we would send our Bubble Bow Wow, which is level 6, to buff this up to 2100 attack, which really isn't that high, to be honest. But look, if you want to get super out of here, you gotta pet the dog. Pat the dog. We also have Daruma Dropper. If you have a spare Xyz material, you can detach 1 to make an opponent's monster 0 attack. It's also an Earth, which is, I guess, okay. 1800 defense. We have Avenge Vulture. If you take damage, you can special summon this to the field. Rella, 1850 beat stick, I guess. Ascetic Monk. If this is face up, then attack position monsters can't activate their effects. So that's kind of a nice effect, but probably never really going to come up. We also have 2 Dracoon Lamp, 2k Booty, and World Carrot Weight Champion, just a 1900 beat stick. So just a mishmash of cards that really probably isn't going to do too much, but there are some synergies in there, and you know, you can sort of, you see what I mean? You can sort of see the picture of what we're going for. And for the extra deck, we of course have our token. We have Sanafond, which we can summon if we have both of our tribute summons on the field. So very unlikely. We have Ned Beats to go with the punishment. We also have Sun Saga as a 3500 attack monster for the punishment. You get over like a Boral Sword or something spicy like that. We also have Opabinia, which is quite nice because the Malphys are all level 2 and the Paleozoic traps are all level 2. So we have a lot of ways to get this out, which can activate the traps from the deck. Not really too powerful, but you know, it's something we can do. And finally, we have our Trident to round off the deck. So honestly, I think we have a better starting point here than I kind of expected. Obviously, we don't have a side deck or anything like that. But it's going to be really nice to see how the deck shapes up over the weeks and sort of increases in power level and playability. Now, despite us having a 40 card list on week 1, the big question of what deck are we actually playing this season is still yet to be answered. Obviously, the most popular variant of Dogmatica is the Dogmatica Invoked strategy, which is just a bunch of hand traps, and that's really boring, so we're not going to be doing that. Instead, I want to try something fun, and this could change, but I really want to try and make Cyber Dragon Dogmatica work. If you have any other suggestions, let me know, but that's currently what I'm considering, and if we want to do that, we're going to need to get some structure deck access, which involves completing our challenges. So looking at the tier 1 challenges for both categories, in order to unlock a structure deck, we need to win a match, which is probably going to be the hardest one given the kind of deck we're playing in the early episodes. We need to pull a core set secret, which we didn't do today unfortunately, and we need 2,000 luck points, which is 2,000 likes on a video. So that's where you guys come in. In order to help us complete these challenges, you need to go down and hit that like button to give us a luck point. As for the larger category challenges, we need a 3 win streak, which is honestly just out of this world, insane to think about right now. That's not going to happen for a while. We need to pull 3 core set secrets, and we need 5,000 luck points. Like I said earlier, as we complete these challenges and move on to the higher tiers, the challenges are going to become more difficult. So if you have any interesting ideas for future challenges, let me know in the comments as well. Like last season, we are going to be dueling against patrons here and there as well. The Patreon is being restructured, and I'll get more into detail with that in the next episode. But for now, I think it's time to go and shame ourselves with our 40 brick pile. Dude, if we even do just 1 life point of damage, I'll be happy. Let's do this. Here we go, the humiliation begins. The first match of Season 2, we have a remote duel against Paul playing his Starlight Charmers. We're going to be doing a mix of remote duels and online gameplay just to keep everyone happy, and unfortunately there was a slight echo in the audio here because I didn't have a headset on, but as you can see, we win the die roll right off the bat, rolling a 6, and we get to go first. We kick things off by setting 1 face down, and then we proceed to normal summon our Zodiac Bunny Blast, which is going to allow us to overlay for our Trident.
No, he's
Gonna summon Trident.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pass. Insane plays, bro. We have a pop 1, but unfortunately it has like no stats, so it's really not doing too much for us. Paul starts with an Upstart Goblin, giving us 1,000 life points to draw 1 card, and then proceeds to activate Awakening of the Possessed before normal summoning Fairy Tale Luna. So Chainlink 1 Awakening is going to draw a card, Chainlink 2 Luna is going to search for a spellcaster with 1850 attack, and Chainlink 3 we're going to activate the Trident here to pop the spell to stop him from snowballing. So searching for a second copy of Luna off of her effect, he then goes on to special summon the Earth Familiar and go to the battle phase.
Thingy attack.
Sure.
And then Luna for 1850.
Yeah. Alright, draw for turn. Gonna fight fire with fire here. Gonna normal summon Fairy Tale Rella. We got the battle phase.
Yeah.
And attack over your beastie.
Activate Luna.
Bounce back to the hand then. I only pulled 1. Go ahead.
Draw.
So I think we can kind of see where this is going. Paul normal summons Luna once again, getting a search this time for a Charmer, then proceeds to special summon a Ranryu and beat us down for a hefty chunk of damage. We do get one more turn, but once again our Rella gets bounced back to the hand by Luna, and in the end phase we do summon a Melfi Puppy, which gets us to a Fenny, which gets a Bubble Bow Wow on the field, but Awakening of the Possessed buffs all of his monsters up to the point where they just attack over us for game. Game 2 going first, once again we have a little bit of a better start, being able to fire a Pot of Desires off of the bat. No Ash Blossom, we do get to draw our 2 cards and then proceed to set 1 monster and 2 back row. Starting off his turn with an Upstart Goblin, Paul does happen to have the perfect answer, because after normal summoning a copy of Luna and searching for a Area the Water Charmer, he's able to activate Barastos in hand, popping 2 areas and therefore allowing him to summon it and remove 2 spells or traps from my field. Okay, I'll chain to the activation in hand. So I'm gonna chain Punishment. I'm gonna send Entis to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And that's going to destroy Luna. On resolution, Entis will activate and I will pop your True King, which might be a bad idea because I think it has another effect. By destroying the Barastos with the effect of Entis, it triggers its effect to summon a non-water type worm monster from the deck in defense position, so out comes Paul's Lithosagem. It might have been correct to just leave the Barastos on field because it only has 1800 attack and it doesn't trigger off being destroyed by battle, so definitely a misplay on my part by trying to get more value out of Dogmatica Punishment, which actually hurt more than it helped, because from here Paul just sets 2 back row and passes turn with 1 card left in hand. I needed my set monster to be destroyed by battle to set up my plays, and because that didn't happen, when I draw for turn I can only set 1 back row and pass. Paul normal summons the Earth Familiar and goes into the battle phase swinging over our Wrecker Panda with his Lithosagem, which is going to give us a big brain combo in the damage step. So when Wrecker Panda is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it can add back the lowest level monster in a graveyard back to the hand, and that doesn't target on activation. We also have our Krusty Boy in hand, which will activate at the same time as Wrecker Panda because an Earth monster is destroyed, and this one special summons itself to the field and Foolish Burials a monster as part of the same effect. So by activating Panda as Chainlink 1 and Krusty Boy as Chainlink 2, we can Foolish a Melfi monster and then instantly add it back to the hand on resolution of Panda's effect. The combos in Krusty Boy is also 2600 attack, so we have the strongest monster on the field and we're in a good position. At least until Paul flips Book of Moon and then attacks over it with his little beastie boy, because we only have 200 defense, god damn it. Ooh, oh no.
Attack.
Yeah. Man, I thought I had the plays. Now once again, the ball is in our court. I'm gonna activate Lithosagem from my hand.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna destroy a Bow Wow. I'll destroy Blue Eyes White Dragon.
God.
Special summon.
Wow.
From there we swing in over the Earth Beastie with our Lithosagem, and an Unpossessed gets flipped, which allows him to special summon from the deck when his monster is destroyed, but we get 1000 points of damage in, leaving me happy. With no real resources left, we do get steamrolled over the next couple of turns, but at least it wasn't a flawless victory. Round 2, we're up against Neo playing his Cosmo, and I know literally any functioning deck is a bad matchup for us, but Cosmo especially. If we have any sort of meaningful interaction like Canadia for example, the small monsters just tag out into the big monsters, and well, the big monsters can't be targeted and everything we have targets. So there's absolutely nothing we can do to even win a game against this deck. It felt a lot more like we were playing Nazi zombies trying to see how long we would survive rather than actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Round 12. I think we stalled pretty well with the Melfis. We even got some damage in, so it wasn't a flawless victory. You know, I'll take that, I'll take that. Finally here we have a match against Yonic on the Skull Servants, and we are going first with the Floodgate Trap Hole, which is going to end his turn when we flip the Unizombie face down. I tried to capitalize on this by going all out, summoning the Theo from hand, and then activating Lithosagem to put as much damage onto the board as possible. I also consider flipping my Monk to face up attack position, just so attack position monsters can't activate their effects. I decide against it, which is fine because he has a set impermanence anyway, which would just turn him off and allow him to play as he is. He crashes a Mizuki into the Theo and then revives the Unizombie, allowing him to pop off. Game 2, Indiana Gnomes! Set Blizzard, summon Carrot Man and get Catty in the end phase, which does get us to a puppy. Actually surviving a turn, we draw into a Ratpier, which is going to dump a Bunny Blast to thin the deck and then get us to a Drident, and we have Puppy and Catty in the end phase as well. So it's not over because we have a pop with Drident and we can go into the Chain Giraffe with Puppy, a Raigeki comes down and we're actually able to prevent it with our Blizzard. Yonok doesn't bother to read the Blizzard, but it doesn't really matter because he has too many threats on the board for us to deal with. We can pop one and negate the other, but then he can still just attack over the Chain Giraffe anyway with Cerberus. So even though we are still able to stall out a couple of turns thanks to the Malphys, there's nothing that allows us to deal with his board, and we take the L. So unsurprisingly, starting our record off with 0 wins and 3 losses for week number 1, but we were able to pull off some cool things and deal some damage in every match, so it's a very good starting point, to be honest. Well, boys and girls, I think it's fair to say we are back, and I am super excited to fill out this deck and work towards that first match win. As of right now, it seems to be pretty good at stalling and has some decent sources of interruption. We just need to figure out a damage output and a win condition alongside filling out the rest of the random ass cards. It's been a while since I've felt this way, looking forward to the next week to see how we can improve our deck, because the improvements in the early game are so massive that our strategy could be totally different in the next episode. I hope you are as excited for it as I am. It's going to be so much fun, and I really want to hear all of your thoughts on this episode. Like, what do you think about the remote duel stuff? What do you think about the deck? What do you think about the in real life stuff? The challenges? Man, I want to know your thoughts on everything, because I've really enjoyed making this episode. I really want to make sure you guys are enjoying it as well. So if you are still watching at this point and you did enjoy the full episode, then please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell as well to know exactly when the next episode comes out, and I will see you next week, hopefully with some fat pools. Bye.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you